Hello, and thank you for logging in to the Southwest College information webinar for further education in sport. I'm joined today by a group of the sports tutors who are leading the courses on all three of the Southwest College campuses. Sport is a very dynamic and growing curriculum area at the Southwest College, and we have courses to offer from level 2 and 3 right the way through to honours degree BSc Honours in Sport and Exercise. As I say, I'm joined by Dawn, Liam, Michaela, Chris, Cheryl and Kieran, all of whom are going to share this presentation with me, and we're available to answer your questions during and after the presentation as well. If you have any specific questions that we're not addressing as we go through these slides, or if there's anything you want to know at all, you can actually just key it into the Q&A chat, and the instructions are on the slide there as to how to do that. You just click on the icon and put in your question, and then one of us will come back to that and answer it for you as we go through. So I'm very glad to have the whole team here, and we're going to kick off with Cheryl, who's going to start the presentation.
Hi guys, so my name is Cheryl and I'm the course coordinator in the Enniskillen campus. So I'm just going to talk you through some reasons why we think you should choose Southwest College. So I suppose the first thing is the quality of our teaching and learning. Through the various methods, whether it's online, virtual, or whether it's going to be face-to-face, we have so many different teaching methods. It just gives us a real good base to work from. So established links then with local employers. We have a really wide links with the likes of gyms, the schools, industry-based employers as well, all to give you the best chance and the best start when you come to Southwest College. When you come to Southwest College, it's a whole new experience for most of you. You would have come from a school background. It's a very diverse learning experience. There's people from different backgrounds. And you get to learn and you get to meet an awful lot of new people in a more independent learning environment. It's not the strictness that school is. It's very much independent and it's very much based on you. We're very aware of the health and well-being of our students. You're very important to us, so we make sure that we look after you. Our courses are designed then to provide you guys with the skills that's required for industry and for taking on further then into work or higher education. Okay, so it's very important that we make sure that we give you those skills. We have a lot of work placements, so your work placements could be anything from going into a school, into a coaching session, maybe go to a personal instructor, just to give you a wide variety of things that you can look at. We have a really flexible timetable, so it's not necessarily like school where you're in from 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You might be in from 9 o'clock until 4:30. You might start maybe till 11 o'clock in the morning and then go on maybe till later on in the evenings. So it gives you a lot of time then to focus on things outside of school or outside of the college, extracurricular activities, your own sports and your own hobbies as well. And we'll move on. So pastoral support, we make sure that we look after you guys. So anything from student engagement to make sure that you are coping okay, that you are enjoying the course, that everything's going okay. What can we do then to help you, to encourage you, to motivate you? We look after the likes of your finances as well, or we can help look after your finances as well. We have a very supportive staff. We have an open door policy, which means you can come and talk to us any time of the day. We're usually available also on our emails as well and other various methods of social media. So we might have Facebook, college Facebook groups and things like that as well for you to contact us. So we're always available for you to come and speak to us. Our extracurricular activities can vary depending on what you guys are interested in. So I suppose the big ones at the moment are the football, the Gaelic football and the rugby. And we'll talk about that later on, about how good our teams are and how obviously we want you to come and participate in those as much as possible. Our competitions that we enter, they range from Northern Ireland, UK and World Skill Building competitions. So there's a wide variety of things that we look at and get involved in. You have the access to the innovation centres within the colleges. And again, we have strong community links and a social enterprise ethos. And all of our staff have industry experience. So whether it's from coaching, teaching outside, whether working in industry, working in the likes of gyms and things like that. So we have a lot to give to you as well with our own experience alongside what you'll be learning within the college. Okay, so even more reasons to study at SWC. Some of you may be entitled to your travel passes for the bus and things like that. So that's something that we help you organise at the start of the year. Your EMA, your free schools meals, but again, that's subject to whether you would have received that before and whether you're eligible. Now, the big one. We don't have a uniform as such. There's no school uniform, but what we do have, and if you look, you'll see around the rest of the staff, we do have these lovely tracksuit tops, and we do have a kit, which we do like you to have. And I suppose with the situation that we are in at the minute, you may be required to wear some PPE, which is your personal protective equipment. But again, we'll know that closer to when you guys are coming to start with this at the end of August or beginning of September. So we'll know more then, and you'll obviously find that out. We have so many different progression pathways to meet the needs of all our students. So once you come into us, there's so many different pathways you can take. You can stay with us and go on and do maybe your foundation degree, your BSc honours, the likes of your higher learning apprenticeships. So there's an awful lot of pathways that you can choose once you come to Southwest College. You have the international opportunities for Erasmus placements. So we are really lucky. We would send students off on Erasmus placements to the likes of Europe, Spain and places like that, where you go and possibly coach in a local school and take in a bit of the local culture while you're there. So that's an a lovely opportunity for people to have as well. Most of you know, anybody that's coming to Enniskillen, we're building a lovely new college. We're going to have to wait a wee bit longer maybe for it at the moment, but the facilities in it are going to be second to none. And the other campuses have fantastic facilities as well. So that's a big plus for us as well. The types of equipment that we have, the facilities that we have, it's very modern and it's very up to date. We have a great track record in delivering online. We've had to do it obviously for the last couple of months, but prior to that, it would have been a big area for us anyway. So a lot of our lessons, or some of our lessons, will be delivered virtually, delivered online. So there's never any worry about not being fit to get caught up and things like that. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to pass you on to Kieran O'Kane, and I'll let him take it from here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Cheryl. As Cheryl mentioned earlier, we have obviously our curriculum in sport, but we have what we would call student life at SWC. It's about incorporating you guys within the college and not just within your course. This year we've been quite fortunate. We had two great coaches in Kieran and Christopher, Chris McDowell in the Enniskillen campus, and we took two teams right the way to All-Ireland glory. So you can see the pictures there of the soccer team and the Gaelic team. We also have the female Gaelic football, soccer and futsal, athletics or cross-country championships and tennis provided across. If there's a sport that you play that you want us to get involved in, then there's no issues. We can actually progress that for you. There's also other clubs and societies within the campus, and there is a student body there that will help you get involved in that as well. In regards to pastoral and financial support, Cheryl touched a wee bit on bus passes, your free school meals. There also is a free confidential counselling service within the college. You can go to student services. It's a drop-in. They give you access to the confidential counselling service, and those happens at least once a week on each campus. There's also access to the Inspire Students Digital Support Hub, where you do digital badges to also enhance your curriculum, but also enhance you as a person as well. We produced this small video. It'll give you an idea of what college life is like outside of the classroom, but it also give you an idea of what we do in terms of practical assessments and also within the classroom. You'll see that it's actually interactive, and if you scan that QR code, be it during this presentation or after, this will take you direct to that video and you can get an idea of what life it really is like at SWC. I'm going to hand you over to Dawn Lawler now, who is the Level 2 Coordinator for Sport in Omagh campus.
Hello, so you've heard a lot about the things that the Southwest College across all three campuses can offer you. So I want to now focus on what actually the courses entail. So if you're at home at the minute and you're thinking about coming to South West College to study sport, these are your options in front of you here now at the moment. So it's a Pearson BTEC Level 2 First Diploma in Sport, and we also have a BTEC Level 3 90 credit and extended diploma in Sport and Exercise Sciences. Those options are open to everybody that have completed, sorry, not completed, but finished their year 12 at school with their calculated or predicted grades. Obviously, gaining a place on these programs depends on the grades that you will achieve. So we'll help you out with that, with those actual decisions. But basically what we have at the moment is the option to move into a level 2 or a level 3 program in sport. I'm going to focus now a wee bit on the content of level 2. So that First Diploma in Sport, it's a 1-year full-time program. It's practical and work-related program, so it's preparing you for industry. It's educating you on sport, on recreation, on leisure, all of those types of activities that obviously would help moving you on into a level 3 program or further educating yourself or moving out into industry. All of the assessments within the level 2, and there are 13 modules altogether. They're all projects or assignment based bar 2 modules, and I'll touch a wee bit on those now in a wee minute. All internally set, and we try and make them as realistic and as related to workplace situations as possible. Once you complete your first diploma, you will have the equivalence of 4 GCSEs at grades A to C once you're finished, and then that will allow you then to progress. And all of this, as I said, all the work is internally assessed by the tutors, but you have 2 units that are externally assessed, so there's external exams. So out of the 13 modules that you'll do, 11 are internally assessed by us, the tutors that you're meeting today, and then 2 of them are externally assessed then by Pearson themselves. So if we move on then to a wee look, so this is the units that you'll look at. This is the 13 modules, so I'll give you a wee minute just to have a wee look at those. I'm going to highlight the 2 that are externally assessed. That's fitness for sport and exercise. That's the first one that's listed there. And then the anatomy and physiology. So both of those modules are assessed externally, and everything else then is assessed internally by the teaching team. And as I say, we use a variety of methods to deliver the theory around those modules, and we use a variety of methods to assess them as well. And we try to use as much practical as possible to make it as enjoyable as possible for you. So I'm going to pass on to Michaela, who's going to do a summary on the level 2 for you.
Thanks, Dawn. So as Dawn has already mentioned there, we have 13 units and 11 of those are internally assessed. The 2 external are the exams, so we've no control of those. We just prepare you for them and you then do them online usually, and then the grades come back after a certain length of time. For those of you who maybe don't do as well in your English or maths GCSEs, you will have the opportunity to complete essential skills at the college as well, alongside your full timetable in sport. So it gives you the opportunity then, if you're going to apply to colleges in the future, that you have your English and maths or equivalents through the essential skills. There is the opportunity as well to do your GCSE repeats, but those are more evening classes. So the essential skills will be alongside your full timetable in sport. This isn't set in stone, and I suppose the way things are, we're none of us are certain just yet exactly what timetables will look like, but it's likely to be 4 days a week, and it's a 1-year course, as already mentioned. That could change. You could be in 5 days, you could be in 3.5 days. We just, as we say, we don't know. It's not set in stone, so it's something that we will have to wait and find out what's happening later in the year. Each of the units are graded individually. So out of the 11 that's internally assessed by ourselves, those are all graded individually. So at the end of the year, all of your points for those 11 and your 2 exams are all totaled up, and you will then end up with just 1 overall grade. Now the grades, some of you might have experienced this already. Some of you might already experience this in school, whereby you have your pass, merit and distinction criteria to meet. So it's the same in the level 2 here as well. So by the end of the year, if you get your overall pass, that's equivalent to 4 GCSEs at grade C. If you get a merit overall, then your equivalent is 4 Bs to GCSEs. And then if you get your distinctions, full distinctions across the board, you're sitting on 4 As at GCSE level. And then we've got the one step further, which is the distinction star. So that leaves you with 4 A stars. So there's quite a range of grades there as well that's available for you to get. So you just work towards whatever you're capable of. So if we just move on, there's progression. Obviously, we have progression routes as well within the college. So the first and I suppose most direct route would be the level 3 extended diploma in sport once you've successfully completed your level 2. So you can go on and progress on to the level 3 in sport, as I say, but that doesn't mean to say you have to stay in sport. Say you finished your year in sport and decided maybe this isn't for me, then if you've successfully passed it, then you can go on to any other level 3 program as well offered at Southwest College. So you're not set in sport. You don't have to stay in sport if you feel then at the end of the 1 year that maybe this isn't for me. So the college have loads of courses. We've got plenty to choose from. So it's worth maybe taking a look as well at other bits and pieces if at the end of this year you feel that sport isn't for you. But it should be, because it's a great course, great program, and the college offers plenty of opportunities. So I'm going to pass on to Chris there now, and he's going to actually take you on or through the level 3.
Thank you, Michaela. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to give you a wee brief overview here of the Pearson BTEC Level 3 Extended Diploma in Sport and Exercise Science. And this is offered across all 3 campuses. It is a BTEC Extended Diploma, and you will see from the screen it's a 2-year course. It's full-time and it's based around practical and work-related scenarios. In terms of the course, you'll complete it by doing different projects and assignments that are based on realistic work situations and activities and demands. So what we're really saying here is, yes, you'll have the general assignment work to do and to complete for many of the modules, but what you'll also do is you'll look at different scenarios in terms of local industry and local needs. So for example, one of the modules is fitness testing, where you may go out and actually do fitness testing with teams, and then you'll use the related data to come back then and write up your assignments. The extended diploma is the equivalent to 3 A levels. So when you finish, you'll be graded distinction, pass or merit. Liam will chat a wee bit about that later on when he completes the summary and tell you how the actual grades are worked out. In terms of the student work, all student work is internally assessed by the tutors within the college. So you will have full access to the tutors at all time. You'll be able to get guidance and feedback whenever required. And again, the tutors are excellent in terms of helping in terms of getting the grades that you required. The very last part of the slide, you'll see there the entry requirements is a minimum of 4 GCSEs A to C or equivalent. So that can be across a range of different subjects as long as the grade is an A to C at GCSE level. From this slide here, you'll see that we complete 18 units over 2 years, split over 9 units. In each year. Just to give you a wee bit of a flavour of some of the stuff that you would actually be completing or doing within some of these units. I had spoke a wee bit about fitness testing there. Practical team sports, a really practical module within the course where you'll undertake skills, techniques within 2 different sports. So for example, in a skill this year, we done football and tag rugby. We also had some external coaches come in and do some extra coaching there. Sports psychology, so we're looking at the mind in terms of maybe your own personal experiences, team experiences, and looking about how to better yourself in terms of psychology. Again, a number of guest speakers, written assignments, and also a wee bit of practical work in that as well. And then just in terms of year 1 there, research project is also another very interesting one where you get to pick a topic and actually research the topic and actually write a report on it. Moving into year 2 then, one of the units that I really enjoy doing in year 2 is actually work experience. And I think this is an absolutely fantastic opportunity for people to get out into the industry and see what it's like. It can also give you an opportunity to see maybe specific jobs that maybe you're interested in as a career path, that you can go out and actually experience this. And then you get the opportunity to deliver a report on it at the end. Again, sports nutrition in there as well, something that's getting big within the industry. And analysing the sports performance as well, which we have a lot of excellent equipment throughout the college to actually complete this, from VO cameras and Polar Pro Team equipment to help analysing. I'm going to now hand you over to Liam, and he will run you through a wee summary of the extended diploma. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, and so like Chris just previously mentioned there, that there's 18 units in on the level 3 program, all internally assessed, and it's coursework for all 18 of those units. So unlike the level 2, you have no exams to do for the level 3 program. Like the level 2 program, there's also the opportunity for students to complete essential skills in literacy and numeracy and ICT. So for any student who doesn't achieve a grade A to C in their GCSE English and Maths, or doesn't have an ICT qualification from school, those essential skills classes are built into your timetable. Again, like the level 2 program, it is quite hard to predict exactly what the timetable is going to look like at this stage. It's likely to be 5 days per week, but this will vary from student to student. So for example, a student who does not have to sit in the essential skills, literacy, numeracy or ICT classes will have some more free time on their timetable than a student who would have to go to essential skills classes. So it will vary from student to student. Chris mentioned there briefly that, like I say, all our units are graded individually. So at the end of each unit, a student will achieve 70 points for a pass, 80 points for a merit and 90 points for distinction. So on completion of all 18 units, and that's something that you need to be aware of at this stage, is that you have to successfully complete all 18 units. At the end of the 2 years, all of your 70s, your 80s and your 90s are all added together. So you'll have a total point score, and then that point score then will be converted to an overall grade. So your overall grade at the end of the 2 years will range from 3 passes, which is the equivalent of 3 grade E's at A level, right up to 3 distinction stars, which is the equivalent of 3 A stars at A level. One of the questions that people always ask when they come into us is, what can they do after they've completed the course? So you basically have 2 options, 2 routes that you can follow. You can continue with your education, and a lot of our students now stay in Southwest College and enroll on the foundation degree in sport and exercise, which is offered in all 3 campuses. And then on completion of that, we'll stay with us again for a further year to do the top-up degree. Some students maybe want to travel further afield and go to like Belfast or go to university in England or Scotland or Wales, and programs that they could apply for would include things like physiotherapy, teaching, psychology, nutrition, nursing, basically anything sports related. Could be coaching or things like that as well. So anything sports related. There are literally thousands of sports courses available. Now we are aware that not everybody likes to follow the academic route. There are some people who would maybe enjoy the more practical side of coaching. So some of our students, once they've completed 2 years with us, they will go straight into employment. And during the time in the college, there will be an opportunity to complete coaching awards and a variety of different sports. There will be an opportunity to complete your fitness instructors award and maybe top that up then to personal training qualification as well. So yes, some people like to go on and do academic qualifications at the end, but others will be in a position to go straight into the workplace once they've completed their 2 years with us in the college. So that's a summary of the level 2 and the level 3 programs. I'm going to hand you back now to John Moore, who is going to just conclude the presentation.
First of all, on the slide there, you can see the email contacts for all your presenters today. And I would say to you that if you have any follow-up or questions or queries, do make contact with us, because we are here to answer any of your questions and help you find out as much as you can when you're considering your options and want to make an informed choice about what you want to do. But I would say, just in conclusion, bringing things to an end here, that studying sport at Southwest College would be an excellent choice. You will get the best of tuition from expert and very enthusiastic lecturers and tutors. You've met some of them today, and they work with and are supported by a whole team of tutors who are experienced and expert and active in their areas of sports, coaching, fitness training, instruction, and so on. I would say that come September, things are going to be slightly different to what we've been used to in the past. So although we will be working to regulations and procedures around safety, given the current situation, we will be focused on the best student experience and covering all of the aspects of all of the courses to make sure that everyone achieves to their very best and gets the encouragement to achieve at the highest level. So there obviously are some changes in an uncertain time, but we're working very hard and are well positioned to make sure that it impacts as little on your experience, your opportunities, and your progression. Excellent progression opportunities both within the college and outside. If you're wondering, is sport for you? And if so, is Southwest College the place for you? Well, we would very much say that it is. So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. As I say, if you have any questions or queries, do type into the Q&A that we have now, or contact us by email. And if you've already decided to apply for a course in sport and exercise at the college, you can do that very easily just by logging onto our website, clicking on apply on the front page of the website, and that will take you into all of the instructions and all that you need to do to make an application. Once you have an application made, we will be taking that forward for you and taking you through the application process. So thanks very much to the presenters. As I say, by all means, if you have any questions for us now, type them in and we'll deal with them for you.